Just woke up probably about 30 minutes ago. Still getting sand out of my eyeballs from sleeping. We got back late from our friend's house, probably like 1:30 in the morning. So I've had this group of friends, me and my wife have, for 7 years now. And we met like right after we got married. And we all went on this just random camp out, which was so weird because typically you don't go on a camp out with some random people that you just met like one or two times, but we went on a camp out, we totally hit it off, and we've had, a great relationship with these friends for 7 years, 8 years. I don't know. Time has flown, and they got a whole bunch of kids. We got two kids, so all three couples we kind of get together at one of the houses, and we we have dinner. We like buy takeout, and we play board games or something for a few hours, just kind of unwind, you know, um, that type of thing. Anyways, where have I been? I've been super swamped with work. Work has been just insane lately. Um, I can just show you a few things that I've done recently. I guess since you guys want me to catch up with you guys. Also, I got a message from somebody. They wanted to know what is the headset I recommend. And as a truck driver, you cannot go wrong with the Blue Parrot. Like either you get the 450 or the 350, you cannot go wrong. The noise cancellation is the superior one. Like I've had a few headsets. Blue Parrot, you cannot go wrong with Blue Parrot. This particular model is the B450 XT. Amazing right there. You cannot go wrong with this headset. The one thing I wish I could get is a Blue Parrot 350, like the size of the 350 right here, with the 450 head strap. Because the 350 has the wire head strap and it moves around a little bit more, but I think the speaker was louder personally. And I'm going deaf because the Detroit. So, that I like that one. I love the leather-ish ear pads. If you get the 350 or the 450, if you ever put the headset like in your pocket like that, you gotta glue this bad boy on. Just put a dab of super glue under each side, glue that sucker on, because you will lose this piece. I mean, it doesn't look like it comes off pretty easy, but if it rubs against your pants just the wrong way, you'll lose it. I've lost like one or two of these, and I was like, I'm done losing these. Just lifted up this little flap, put a dab of glue on there. You never have to worry about it again, because this headset is too big to be like, yeah, I'm just going to hang it on my neck. It's just a little too big for me for that. And then, so a lot of times I'll have it like this, and it's all right, but it's still a fairly large headset. So, you want my recommendation? You can't go wrong with Blue Parrot. No, Blue Parrot's not endorsing me. They're not paying me. I wish they were. That'd be cool. If you want Blue Parrot, send some money. But this, I love this. I mean, it's got these little pads right here. It's got a stabilizer that, every once in a while I'll be wearing it like this. I won't even notice. You can't even feel the difference. Except for, when you got it on this way, because then it's really stabilized. This way you can't even feel it. But, there have been a few I accidentally did that. And it's ambidextrous, so if you want it on the right side, good. If you want it on the left side, you just flap this down, pull it over this way. Yeah, where's the old crony been? It's been forever since I've seen you. The 350 I had, the speaker wires broke at the solder joints. Yeah, I mean, I had a 350 for, it was probably 3 years. I mean, that's a long time for a headset. Like, my phones don't even last usually a year, so I still recommend it. You know, this is probably like one of the first times you guys have seen me in like a nice, like Hawaiian type shirt. You know, me and Kinsey, we went on vacation. It was Memorial Day weekend. I don't even remember what day that was, but it was a week or two ago. Me and Kinsey, we dropped the kids off at Grandpa and Grandma's. Yeah, no, we didn't go on no cruise, but it was kind of a cruise. Like, we cruised down the highway. So we dropped the kids off at Grandpa's and Grandma's on Friday, and then Saturday morning we took it's Highway 20. It's known as the Northern Cascade Highway. It's got a ton of waterfalls everywhere. So cool. And then we stayed in the town of Winthrop, Washington. So cool. So cool. It's a cowboy town. Like, it is like literally like boardwalks. You know, the storefronts remind me of a John Wayne movie every time. So cool. If you guys ever want to go on a cool like road trip, do the Northern Cascade Highway. Look at all the waterfalls, stop at all those, take some pictures, and then go through Winthrop and stay a night or two in Winthrop. Me and the father-in-law, we cast the line out, you know, just caught one little tiny little baby fish. I caught it. I got to put that out there. And then we didn't really catch anything else. And then, let's see, we watched a rodeo. That was pretty cool. That was the first rodeo I've ever been to. That was pretty cool. You know, watching the guys riding the horses and the bulls and stuff. That was cool. You know, they also had like a team do some cool stuff. It was pretty cool. We did get a little bit of sun that day because we were sitting on this terraced. It was like a terraced field, but it was, you know, it was all dirt. So we put down a blanket and we were just sitting there, and we all got a little bit of sun that day. It was easily in the 80s, probably. And then on our way back, we came through Wenatchee, Chehalis, and that was pretty fun. I ended up buying this cool knife at a farmer's market. Pretty cool. I even, you can see it barely. I etched my last name into the blade, VANDUYN. If you guys want to learn how to do that, just let me know. It's pretty easy. It's just salt water and a battery, basically. It's kind of dirty. I've been carrying it every day. Yeah, I bought this at a farmer's market. It's got these cool things, and it's got a really nice slick handle, you know. And I love it. The case is super thin. It's like so thin. So easily goes in your pocket. You don't even know it's there. So that's cool. And then, okay, so another thing I've been doing lately, I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, they got some pretty cool stuff at farmers markets. Let me put my coat on. It's raining a little. Oh, I got plenty of cash. Strange seeing you all spiffed up and not covered in grease. Oh, I know, Blake, but you should have seen me last week. You should have seen me yesterday. I gotta put this coat on because it's raining a little too much. Also, if you guys don't know what sunglasses I got, they're the M2 frame. The Oakley M2 frame. These things look looking cool. I didn't get paid by them either, but yeah, it's a good product. Alright, let's see. Okay, I can turn the light off in here. So long since I joined VANDUYN. There are some of these people I've never even met before. Yeah, we're washing trucks today, the natural way. I do electrical stuff. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Blake. So, okay, so let me start the story walking this way. So obviously, the old truck's parked here because I worked on it. So it blew a rear pinion seal. You can see it blew a rear pinion seal. So we got the whole pinion out. It's being rebuilt. So hopefully that takes care of that. That's an easy thing though. Cost me $500 to have the pinion gear rebuilt. So we got that being rebuilt. That's been, you know, I drove it probably for 3 days with it kind of barely leaking. Like, I noticed it right away. You know, I'm like, oh man, I don't have to take that stupid pinion seal out again. Because I did it like, I don't know, 8 months ago. So seal was either bad to begin with or it went in crooked or something. Who knows? Or just had too much vibration from the pinion being worn out. I think that's what it is, honestly. It just had too much vibration from the pinion bearings or something. Actually, no. This is what it was. The guy said that the pinion housing was worn out. He said something like that. I don't know. That stuff is way beyond my mechanical level. That, and he had to make some sort of shims. He had to make smaller shims or something. You got a set of Hallbrook Oakleys yesterday. You're going to have to send me a picture, Blake. Yeah, no dash gauges, no headlights. All taillights. Been working on it all week trying to diagnose and fix it. I'm down to the last body module. I think that might be it. Dude, I feel your pain, Blake. I feel your pain, man. Wiring is one of those issues that you just want to kill yourself. You know? Wiring is one of those issues where it's just like, I hate this. Okay. We got a log splitter. Never installed clearance lights on a pickup, but I don't think it would be that hard. I've replaced 1 or 2 of them. You got a new power probe just to fix it. Nice. Is it one of those ones that, like tells you the voltage and stuff going through? So we got new log splitter. It's a 34 ton. I don't think we need to get this big of a, you know, but my buddy wanted me to buy one because he comes here and gets firewood, so we went halfsies on it. He told me I need to paint it orange. He said I got to paint the cylinder orange, and I got to paint those 2 wings orange, and maybe the rims, he said. So we're probably going to do that just for the heck of it. But I need to get a 4-way adapter for this. If anybody knows a lot about wood splitting or anything like that, help me find an adapter for this. A 4-way adapter. I looked for like probably an hour. I couldn't find the right setup. So this one has a bolt right here, and it's also welded to this plate right here that slides. It guides the splitter. So maybe you guys know where I can find this. It's yellow. We're going to paint it orange though. The model number for this 34 ton is 100425. So, if any of you guys out there know about that stuff, maybe send me a link to my email or something. Trying to get a 4-way attachment log splitter for that and make it a little more efficient. But this thing's a beast, man. This thing, here, I'll start it up for you. Why not? Why not? I'll just start it up for you. Choke on. First crank, guys. First crank. Check that out. You can either pull this all the way back, or you can pull it back. Yeah, it just goes into the all the way back position, and then it pops out. So, that's pretty cool. Somebody made a cash account. That is so funny. I think everybody knows who the cash account is. So, I guess another cool thing. Oh yeah, check that out. Grass, baby. Yeah, it's gotta be. That's alright. I don't mind him watching my videos. You know, I don't really care who watches my videos. As long as you're not being disrespectful, man. That's what gets me the most, is when people start being disrespectful. Like, you can be critical, just don't be so damn disrespectful, you know? Like, you could say, I don't agree with that, but don't be like, oh, this guy's an idiot and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Ooh, there's a fish over there. Let me see if I can take you guys over to the fish before he moves. You got 2 bass in here. 2 big bass and a few goldfish. Can you see the little dark spot right there? I think that's a bass. See the dark spot right there? Oh no, that's a rock. Never mind. Dang, we've had a lot of water in here. But a frog just jumped in right there. You can see where that swirled. Water's coming up on the pond. That's got to be a rock. Yeah, the water levels come up a lot. When's this cruise scheduled? Yeah, we're not going to take any cruises until our house is built. Which, you know, we're probably looking at this year for the well, next year for everything else. Just depends on how the business goes. You know, we've been killing it, so who knows? Maybe even at the end of this summer we may start building. I mean, you guys can see we already got the electricity done. You know, we already got our pump house done. So I got a text from one of my drivers on one of the super hot days we had, and he literally said, he's like, man, we gotta talk later. We gotta talk later about this AC. I can't handle this much longer. Like, I think this is about it for me. And I was thinking, like, okay, what? Like, come on, man. This is over AC. Like, I've been driving a dump truck for 3 years with no AC. So I'm thinking, like, this is just, why does everybody have to whine so much? You know, like, I don't know. It kind of irked me a little bit. So then I was like, okay, well, you know, let's make my driver happy. Let's try and fix the AC, right? I think what irked me the most was, like, he said that he was going to get it fixed, right? He said he was going to have his buddy fix it, right? And then that schedule just kept pushing out and pushing out. And then he was, like, blaming me for it. Like I felt kind of like he was blaming me for it. Maybe he wasn't, but maybe that's how I took it. It's like, man, like, you told me you were going to get it fixed from your buddy's shop. And then now you're telling me you don't want to come to work because the AC ain't fixed. And I'm like, okay, I'll look at it today. That's what I told him. I said, I'll look at it today. And that was on the International, right? As you guys know, this thing has had no AC since I bought it. But Let me just show you what we did. Just show you what we did. Gotta love this rain. We're still swamped with work, even though it's raining this much. I cannot believe how much work we've had. Like, it's been incredible. Just never slows down over here in the rain. Oh, come on. There we go. So don't judge me on the sloppy job because, you know, I had to go on vacation. So just going to show you basically. So I put a new pump on there. I think you guys already knew that, right? But then, like, I didn't want to wire it wrong, right? So there was no plug for the AC pump. There was, when I took the old pump off, there was a plug on the pump side, but not on the truck side. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to connect the wires wrong, right? So I'm like, okay, this is a DC setup, so one's positive and one's negative. And so I turned the AC on, and I put my multimeter on there, and I tested from the ground to the red wire, nothing. From the ground to the black wire, and nothing. I didn't get any voltage at all. And so I'm thinking, man, how the heck am I supposed to find out which one is the ground wire? Because they're yellow and, or white and green, right? Are they white and green? They're white. There's some funky colors. And I'm like, okay, how do I find out which one is the ground? So then I was like, oh yeah, I can do continuity test. So I changed my multimeter to the continuity setting, and then I put one of the probes on the frame and one of the probes on the wire. No continuity. Check the other wire, and boom, beep, continuity. So I'm like, okay, this one has to be the ground because it's already ground, right? So then I hooked the black wire up to the yellow, and I hooked the red wire up to the green, right? Bingo. And then, so, you know, in the past, when my Ford Escape didn't have AC, all I did was hook up a, you know, just a can of Freon to this little port and charged it up. And then, boom, we had AC for another year, you know, or so, right? And then, so I figured, oh, that's all I got to do. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. So hook that up. Did not turn the compressor on. The compressor was not turning on. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So then I messaged Blake, because, you know, he's an expert too in dump truck stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, you got to hook a vacuum pump to it. Ask me how I know. You know, and I'm like, oh, because you probably figured this out the same way I have, you know. And so we hook a vacuum pump up to that line right there, and then there's another line up on top that has a bigger port. You know, they got the red one, and then they got the blue one, or maybe it's the reverse. I don't remember anymore. So I rented the vacuum pump from O'Reilly's. I said, I need a vacuum pump for the AC system. Okay, we'll have it here by 5. And I'm like, okay, just have them ship it to my house. Bingo, okay. So then, or no, it was by like 2. I think it was 2 o'clock, they said. We'll have it at your house by 2. And I said, okay, no problem. So the guy shows up with just the vacuum pump. No hoses or nothing. And I'm like, what's this supposed to be for? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know? And so then I went back into O'Reilly's, and I was like, one second. I went back into O'Reilly's, and I was like, this pump has no hoses attached to it. How am I supposed to do? Oh, that's the manifold kit. You got to get that too. It's like, how come you didn't tell me this when I ordered the vacuum pump? Like, come on, guys. Like, don't waste my time like this, you know? And I gave them a little bit of a hard time, and they were like, yeah, chuckling about it. You know, the lady just totally spaced. So, anyways, we got the manifold kit, which basically comes with 2 gauges and 3 hoses and 2 valves that attach to the AC compressor lines, the hot side and the cold side. And so then, let's see, after that, got home, turned the AC pump on, opened the valves up. It sucked it down to about 30, like negative 30 pounds per square inch or something. It only took like, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It didn't take very long at all. And then, so then I, closed the valve, popped it off. Then I, shook the can up, put it on there, filled it up, and boom, works. So then, check this out. Then I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, honey, I feel so cool. I fixed the AC system on the dump truck. And she's like, now you can fix it on my car. Because we haven't had AC in our car for probably 3 years, give or take. It's been one of those things that I've never fixed an AC system. So it's like, I don't really know how they work. You know what I mean? And then, so I'm like, okay, well, like, all I did on this truck was change an AC compressor, so what did I do? I opened the hood up to the car, and I knew I had this transmission cooler leak for a while. Right? It was a transmission cooler leak, and I finally got the grill off, and I was like, okay, since I'm going to work on the AC system, I might as well do this thing while I'm in it, And it was just like a super small leak, like literally like a quart every 6 months or something, or 7 months or a long time, right? So it was like one of those leaks that's like, this is so stupid. Like, why do you have to leak so little? Like, at least, like, either start pouring out or don't leak at all, So I was looking at that, and then I discovered that on my car, it's the AC condenser and the transcooler in one unit. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to replace the pump, I'm going to replace the AC condenser anyways, because the transmission cooler's in it. So I'm like, I'm going to fix that. So then I got the AC pump, I got the condenser, put them on, and then I figured that on my car, it didn't have the same sensor in the AC pump where you had to vacuum pump it before you could charge it. So I just hooked the can up, and I'm like, man, it's not working. Like, so I figured, what the heck? I'm going to go back to O'Reilly's and grab that vacuum pump with the manifold that I just returned the other day. I'm like, they should have it. I'm thinking, like, oh, I'll just swing by and grab it. I get there, they don't even have it. Like, they sent it back to the warehouse. I'm like thinking, I just used this yesterday, So I had to wait another, they got it to me within the same day, but I had to come back at like 5 or 6 o'clock to pick it up. And so anyways, we hooked the vacuum pump up. I was trying to do it in the O'Reilly's parking lot with an inverter I had, because we have an inverter in our Escape, and it would not turn the pump on. So I was like, hey man, you got an extension cord? Because I just didn't want to bring the thing, 15 minutes home and then have to drive 15 minutes back out there. So I plugged it into their wall and did the vacuum pump, and then boom, bought a new can of Freon, charged it up, now it blows ice cold. And for the past week, we've been just, driving around doing stupid stuff. I've been having the AC cranked, and my wife's like, it's getting cold in here. And I'm like, I know, it feels good, don't it? And she's like, yes, but no. You know, it was just kind of funny. Like, the past week, I was so proud of myself for fixing the AC, you know, because that's like one of those things you never really ever get experience fixing, you know, except for like once, right? Your AC systems usually don't fail. And when they do fail, you're like, what do I do? You know, because it's not like you fix those on a daily basis, you know, or a monthly or a weekly or a yearly basis, you know. It's not like changing a tire or something. So, anyways, we got that all taken care of. I'm very proud of myself, you know, for fixing that on both the dump truck and my wife's car, you know. And I got the transmission leak fixed too, so that's one more plus. But yeah, it wouldn't have worked unless, you know, I got that advice from Blake to use the vacuum pump, you know. And Blake is like, it's so easy. You just hook up one line, hook up the other line, turn the pump on, open the valves, and then boom, it sucks it out. You close the valves, pop them off, you know. He's like, you can watch a video if you want. I was like, no, I think I got it, you know. And I didn't even watch a video. That's how easy it was. But the AC system just seemed like something that was like, they seem so complicated, but really they're very, very simple, guys. Like, all that it really is in an AC system is, unless you have like a brand new car or something that's got a whole bunch of sensors for the cooling temperatures and stuff, all it really is it's a pump that has a pressure switch in it, right? Then you have your condenser, where, and I might be wrong at explaining this, but I think the condenser is either the liquid gas flows through it, or it's actually the gas flows through it and it warms up because it's being compressed. So it goes through a condenser that cools it down, and then it goes through the radiator that's right in the fan box, and then the air blows through that, just like it does the heater core, but, you know, one for the, you know, it has the gas in it instead of the coolant. And so it blows the cold air through that. I think that's how it works. I don't know 100%. And I know there's like a filter on there or something. Lots of times what happens is where those metal pipes connect together with one bolt, I guess the O-rings go bad. You know, or a pipe rubs on something and gets a small leak and cracks or something. Or the AC condenser leaks or goes bad, gets plugged. A lot of times they say the AC condensers get plugged. In my case, I think it was kind of I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might have been a combination between possibly the AC condenser being bad and the pump. I don't know if it was the pump or the AC condenser. I never really tested the pump. I could have took a battery and put the posts on the terminals and see if it kicked on, you know. But I mean, $300, you know, I don't know. It wasn't really worth me trying to figure that out. I was like, I've been having problems with this for the past 3 years. It's probably a bad pump. The pump's probably seized for not being used for, you know, 3 years. So I figured that's probably, you know, a better, you know, one less thing to worry about in the long run type deal. So. Harbor Freight is a waste of cash. Snap-on manifold set. Yeah, I don't think it would be a waste. I mean, you only use it like once or twice, so just rent it from O'Reilly's. You know, that's what I did. I just rented it. Gave him $300, used it, went back, got my money back. Bingo, bada boom, bada bing. You know, it's not like I'm fixing AC systems every single day, or even at once a year. You know, if I had to fix an AC system, you know, 2 or 3 times a year, then it'd be worth it to buy something. So I'm just not driving back and forth all the time, you know. But the other cool thing from this whole ordeal was like both my drivers like, dang, Brian, you can fix an AC system. Like that's complex stuff right there. Like even my buddy mechanic doesn't even know how to do that. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm a mechanic then, you know. And they were all like super proud of me for fixing it, and they're like, yeah, that is cool, man. They're like, I don't even know how those systems work or nothing. Like they were like, that is cool, you know. And I was like, yeah, it is pretty cool, you know. Not even knowing how to fix nothing, and then just going in and just going for it, and then boom, next thing you know, you got 2 working AC systems. Then you're the hero of the day, of the week, of the summer, actually. Because I know this whole summer I'm gonna be like, hey, honey, that's some cold AC, ain't it? You know, I'm gonna be cashing in on that one for a while. You know, because I can only imagine if you should just call me Master Tech then. Yep, that's basically how everybody felt. Van Dyne will do anything if it saves him some cash. I'll definitely give it a shot. You know, if it's going to save me some cash, I'll probably try and give it a shot at least. You know, just, you know, I can go through a little bit of pain to save my money. You know, and I've definitely went through some pain working on some things. But, yeah, so, you know, it's been fun. It's been really fun. So me and my buddies, we each got bikes, right? I got the KLX 250. My other 2 buddies, they got one of them has like it's kind of like a crotch rocket touring bike, and the other one has a straight up crotch rocket. And so Friday we're gonna go over to his house. He hasn't ridden his bike for like 2 years. It's had a fuel line that you know, hasn't worked, and he's not mechanically inclined, right? So me and the other guy are going to go over there. We're going to fix it. We're going to go get some gear. And then we're probably going to go for a ride Saturday. It's supposed to be really good weather. Looking forward to that. I told them flat out, I said, guys, I got the KLX 250. The speed limit on this trip is 65 tops. Or you guys are going to leave me in the dust, you know? Because they both got like, I think Scott's is like a 1,000 or something. I know Tim's is a 1,000. So it's like, you guys got to keep it to 65, man. We're not going to play the game. Like, we were all talking about this. We're not playing the game. Like, who catches up to who passes who, you know, type thing. It's like, I'm on a dirt bike. I ain't passing nobody, you know. And our wives were all like, you better not go over 60. You know, they were all like tripping out. Like, Scott, no, his wife was like, if you go over 60, the bike's gone, type thing, you know. It was so funny. I will say, working on the electrical on this Sterling, I actually found a old video Justin did on his Sterling, and that's how I found I had the same issue. Well, there you go, man. That's cool. What's up, Doc? I've been working so many hours, and I went on vacation. You know, I haven't had really anything. I guess I should have videoed the whole AC compressor thing, but my GoPro batteries, like some of them are dead and some of them are charged. I can never figure out which one's which. Yeah. When's the 85 going to be ready? Well, so the gearbox shop, that's what it's called, the gearbox. My driver he dropped it off Friday, like midday, and then picked up my pinion gear and the housing from he picked it up Friday evening. and he's going to bring it in on Monday because he's working Monday. So he's going to bring it in on Monday. And then I'll have that thing snapped back together within, an hour and a half. Maybe not even, probably not even that long. It's really only 10 bolts for the pinion housing. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got 6 bolts for the U-joint, so it's going to be easy peasy thing. He already has the whole pinion and the yoke set already. He already torqued it down, did whatever he's got to do to it, So it's already one unit, so it should be really quick. That thing should be easily done Monday morning, As soon as I wake up. So I'll wake up probably 7 or 8 in the afternoon or in the morning, and then, it'll be done by probably 9 or 10. But, so that's where I'm at with that. But, yeah, I went on vacation to Winthrop. It's cowboy town, super cool. When am I going to get a shop? I mean, I basically have a shop. This basically is a shop. With all the work I do on the dump trucks, these here, man, that's plenty to do what I need. I got those tools, nuts and bolts, got my chemical cabinet with the brake clean and grease and, all that jazz. Yeah, you don't really need a whole lot of tools. A lot of technicians get sucked into this, I need every single tool or I'm not a good mechanic, and I feel like you can do a lot of stuff with some basic stuff, Here's my disaster cabinet. This thing always just has every random thing. Oh, I got soap. We got the Joe's hand cleaner out here. It's like this Pepto-Bismol stuff. That usually sits right there. I got it discounted. Look at that. Open container. $12.98 or $12.88. Truck soap. Oh, we don't have any truck soap. We definitely don't have any truck soap. Hopefully the plan is this summer we're going to have our well done. I'm really, really positive that we're going to have our well done. And then, then we'll be able to start washing trucks again with the pressure washer. And that's when I'll probably get a hot water pressure washer, probably. Yeah. Yep. So you can see I got my vacation shirt on. I only got 3 shirts that are similar to this, like the Hawaii type shirts. I bought them all just for this one vacation because I literally, all my closet was basically VANDUYN shirts and Carhartt pants. Like that's basically it. I had a few other, I had like 1 or 2, 3, 4 flannels and like 1 or 2, like the shirts that have the saying on them, like "Don't tread on me" or, that type of stuff. But yeah. Well, and Blake, with all the rain we get in Washington, it's almost like not even a point. Yeah, no, I'll probably pay cash for the pressure washer. They're not that expensive. $1,500. That's, you don't need to finance $1,500. Yeah, Blake, that's what I want to know too. I want to know that too, Blake. So it's funny you say that because so for the past probably 6 months or so, like I've been thinking like once the house is built, I'd like to get a pontoon boat. Like I'm thinking like I don't really do a lot of fishing, and I'm not really like the type to go on some water skis or anything like that. And be careful you don't blow the pump out. You need heavy duty if you wash trucks. Well, I got the heavy duty Walmart one, and it's been great. I used to use that thing almost once a week. Yeah, if you got the right accountant, they are. Yeah, pontoon boat could be an asset. If you got a lot of advertising on it, I don't see why not. You know, if it's a business expense, like you're taking people out on business expense trips or employee building exercises, I could totally see it being a valid business expense. Graham Trucking in Tacoma, they got a freaking hydroplane with Graham Trucking plastered all over it. And I guarantee you that's probably a business expense. So I don't see why not. Yeah, if you buy a pontoon, make sure you get a big Blake Merkle Trucking on it. You know? So, but yeah, I was thinking, you know, the only type of boat I could see myself owning is like the party barge, the pontoon boat, you know? Like, I could totally see myself owning a pontoon boat. I think that'd be cool, you know? I got this, I think I showed you guys my small little boat that my buddy gave me. I moved my buddy to Arizona. I drove his U-Haul and he gave me this boat for free. Let me show you. I kind of fixed it up a little bit. Paint. It still needs a little bit more work, but it's kind of getting there. Yeah, but exactly, Blake. That could be another revenue stream right there. Party trips, you know. Plan your party vacation with VANDUYN Dump Trucking's pontoon boat. No, I don't think I would do that. Too many people would thrash the heck out of it. I mean, they would do their barbecue. They'd, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't want people like, no, I wouldn't be down for that. You could get the wrong person on your boat giving you the wrong type of advertisement. So, let me step back and show you. You guys, I don't know if you guys remember this boat, but it was like this. No offense, Robert. It was kind of a nasty baby blue, sun-bleached baby blue. It was kind of crappy looking. I painted it this green. We're going to call it the Evergreen. You know, I put some boards across there to stand on. Eventually, I'm going to put some carpet on this thing. We got a little crank with the anchor. You know, I built this thing. I just put this in here and put, this is a water line. You know, another water line. And basically the way this works is come on, don't be a pain. Okay. Kind of sits like that. And you crank it up, you know. I thought it was pretty cool, you know, just an easy way to drop an anchor. And if my wife was out on the boat herself, she could crank it back up, no problem. You know, got a little bilge pump in there. We got the old 2-stroke motor on the back. You know, nothing like 2-stroke smoke, you know. I'd like to put some carpet, some of that gray carpet or black carpet on there. Kind of like that blue stuff. But not that blue stuff, because, well, maybe new blue stuff would look all right, but not a big fan of this. This is like super old and it's all mossy and nasty. So I ripped it off all the other stuff. So eventually that'll be done, but look how green our yard is. Is that incredible? Like, it's really, the grass is really growing. I'm gonna have to mow that pretty soon. But I could totally see us getting a party boat. No, never done that, but I bet you tried once. Yeah, boats are bring out another 1,000. You got that right. You do got that right. But, dump trucks are the same way. Every time you work on that thing, better be busting out another 1,000. I got lucky this time. It was only 500 for the pinion gear housing. But, anyways. Oh, yeah, it is very nice to do that, Blake. Very nice. And, I was at the point in my business where, like, buying the international, it really, and getting another employee and all that, it really did take a toll on the business. Like, it really drained a lot of cash, but now it's all starting to come back in. And that's one thing I kind of wanted to touch on in this live stream is, in business, especially in Washington, I can't really speak for any other state because I don't know, but in Washington, like with a solo, you're working only 7 months out of the year, unless you're, king dispatcher and, everybody's your cousin or something, So the way the cash flow works is you work as hard as you can in the summer, and then at the end of the summer, you're sitting up here, and then winter, you get knocked down, and then right around, and it's happened almost every year for me since I've been in business. It's happened every year. Is right around May to about June 5th, the bank account gets really low. Like, because you're starting to ramp everything up. Like, because I've had my dump trucks working full time since I bought the international, right? So one truck was working full time, spent a whole bunch of money on the international, so the bank account was going down, spending money on it, and then boom, it was still working full time though. But that money takes 30 days to get to me, sometimes 60, 70, 90 days, depending on the customer. And, so you're waiting for that money to come in while your bank account's going down, but you're seeing that your bank should be going up, but it's going down because nobody's paid you, right? So then, my experience is right around June 10th, June 15th, boom, boom, boom. That money starts coming in so fast. Like, one week you'll be like, oh man, I'm down to 20 grand, and then the next week you're like, dude, I got 70,000 in the bank. Like, it's one of those things. Like, when you don't run a business on debt, the cash flow is more of a roller coaster, because it's actually your money, so you're more aware of it, right? And I'll tell you what, it's definitely a fun roller coaster. You definitely, at the end of May, you're like, man, like, and I've talked to several guys, several dump truckers, and they experience the same thing, man. They're like, man, dude, I hope the money starts coming in because I'm going broke working, And it's like, yeah, that happens, And then what happens, is if you keep working your tail off, then all of a sudden, the gates open and then the money starts flowing in. You're like, dang, like, I got some money now, Your bank account's a myth. Would I buy another international? Heck yes, I'd buy another international. I would buy another international. Yep. I would buy that same truck again. It's been, I wouldn't say it's been a joyride, but I would say it's been a great investment so far. Knock on wood. Because in Washington, you really can't buy a super dump under 100,000. Like, you're not going to find one. You're going to go out of state, you know, you're going to go to California and get something, or you're going to go to Texas and get something. And I'm not the type of guy that wants to buy something out of state. So, you know, 100 grand is, you're basically looking at 100 grand for a super dump. If you want a super dump, 100 grand. I mean, just, that's what you got to plan for the truck alone, you know. And so getting it at 55, I thought, you know, even if the motor blew on it, even if the transmission blew on it, I would still be ahead, you know. I would still make it out of the hole. Like, it wasn't one of those things where, like, I'm never going to financially recover from this. Like, it's not that, right? So even if I did blow a motor or something. So I thought, you know, and Grandpa was like, it's a solid investment. Do it, you know? And so we're like, okay, we're doing it. So then, you know, I would say we spent a total of 77,000, probably 75,000, I think is what our total was, basically our running total, you know. Oh, Mason. So, you know, with an investment like that, 77 grand, you know, with a super dump, you can make all of that back in one summer. It's totally doable. One summer, you can easily do $75,000 easily. Easy. You know, so it's just a matter of riding it out. You know, it's just a matter of riding that roller coaster until you get to the end. You know, till you get to the end of it. You know, so basically, we're on the downhill slide now, though. Like, we've got the AC fixed, we got the lights fixed, we got the turbos fixed. You know, the turbos was the biggest thing, other than all the drop axle bushings and the drop axle tires, which that wasn't really, the drop axle bushings was a pain in the neck, but the tires, that's a normal thing on trucks. So it's like, you don't even think about the tires. It's just like, yeah, it needs new tires, put them on, you know. And I just got 2 new steer tires for the 2021. You know, already been through my first set of steer tires, Blake, on my oh, and drivers. I replaced the drivers too. Yep, after 70, how many miles do I have on it? 70,000, 72, 76. It's in the 70s, I know that. I start getting anxious when they get past 7 days on paying me at 2 weeks. I'm heading to your shop to see what the problem is. Yeah. In Washington, it don't work like that as well as you would hope, Blake. You guys drive too much. I'm still in the 20K miles on the Pete. Yeah, dude, we definitely put some miles on. You know, we've been working for that rock quarry, and we definitely put the miles on. But, you know, it's all freeway miles, so it's not like it's, you know, hard-working miles. So that's the good thing, you know. It's basically 50 miles to the rock quarry and then 50 miles home. So 100 miles is basically cruising at, you know, 1,300 RPM on the freeway. I'm on the clock, just not moving. Yeah. So, it's, you know, that international is definitely going to pay for itself this year. No questions asked. I mean, it's already made. I haven't looked at the QuickBooks recently, but it's worked for like 2 months straight. So it's probably sitting at around 40 to 50,000. Like, it's already made 40 to 50. So, you know, another, probably at the end of this month, maybe halfway through July, it's paid for itself, you know, and it's all cash from there, you know. So I'm very happy we bought it. Very happy. I did have my doubts, you know, like, okay, what if a turbo goes, and then what if the engine goes, and, you know, I seem to have really good luck, and I look at everything on the trucks. I have really good attention to detail when it comes to looking at trucks, and I just find stuff, So that's probably why my trucks do so good. It's because I stare those things down and I say, what's gonna break on you, And I just figure it out. I've been loving this system, guys. You guys have got to do this clipboard system. I wrote everything on here, like wire, AC pump, and charge system. Fixed bad fuse for blower motor. Signed, June 10th. Sputtering on high acceleration, and then it went away. I replaced the fuel filter. And then I said Baldwin BF 7585 was the number on it. Also recrimped AC wire to compressor. The Wix fuel filter number was 33674. And then I wrote, Dave at the gearbox. So here's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Like when you're running when you start your business, when I say that you know nobody, I'm saying that, take it with a grain of salt, guys. You literally know nobody when you start your dump truck business. You think you know a lot of people, you don't know anybody. You're going to find these hole-in-the-wall shops, like the Gearbox. This guy's been in business since 1970-something. His dad started the business, and then he's taken it over. Oh my goodness, this guy is so smart when it comes to differentials and gearboxes, and he knows all that stuff. You know nothing about that stuff, probably. I know nothing about that stuff, right? And, so when your differential breaks, the first thing that's going to come to your mind is, where do I buy a new differential? It's not, where can I just get the pinion housing rebuilt? It's, when can I just get this little thing done? It's not replace the whole thing all at once, because that gets expensive as heck. So you only fix what's broken. The junkie said that, I say that, only fix what's broken. Get your free miles out of it. That's what my old boss used to say. Get your free miles out of it. If something's still working, use it as long as it's still working. And then when it stops, except for some things, you have to call it and say, okay, let's down it now so we're not losing more in the long run. Sometimes you have to do that. What do you want, Mason? Oh, you want some attention? My dog's sitting in here. He keeps bumping my leg with his snout. See that? Come on, pet me. Oh, yeah. He's an attention hog. Yes, you are, just like me, huh? Yeah. So, these hole-in-the-wall shops, guys, they are going to save your life, And, you just get everything from a dealer. They cost way too much. Dealers cost way too much, guys. Let me just give you an example of why I don't buy stuff from dealers if I don't have to. Let me just give you an example. And this is kind of sucky, but this is capitalism 100%. Move it. This right here. Let me just show you this right here real quick. Hood latch for the 2020 Peterbilt. Guess how much the dealer's selling this for? Just take a wild guess. How much is a hood latch from the dealer? Everybody write in the comments, in the chat, how much is a hood latch from a dealer? Just tell me. I just want to know. What do you think? Dealers cost too much. Darn it. I was about to go to my local dealer for truck parts. $137. That's right around to what it costs, Brian. You must have bought one of these before. This thing at a dealer is over $100. Over $100. Bought this on Amazon for 30 bucks. Boom. 30 bucks. $30 on Amazon, guys. Like, and it's not like super hard to find parts on Amazon. All you literally type in is like, I gotta get this thing fixed. This is annoying the heck out of me. What are you doing, Mason? Silly dog. Yeah. Well, and here's what happened. The hood latch on the 2020 broke on a job site because it was going in on the Corey spalls and it was flexing and it just popped right off, just busted it. And I told my driver, I'm like, okay, we got to get that fixed because I don't want you driving down the road without a hood latch. I'm like, swing in Peterbilt and see if they got any and see how much. Call me before you buy it type deal. He goes in there and I'm thinking like 50 to 70. I'm thinking 50 to 70. And they tell me, and this guy, he had it on speakerphone. My driver is so funny. He had it on speakerphone. I'm like, how much is it? And he's like, it's like 130 or 150. I can't remember what he said. And I was like, holy smokes, are you flipping kidding me? This is highway robbery. This is rape. You know, like, how are they going to charge that much for just that? And they were just like, he's right. I mean, like, how could they charge that much for this? You know, I'm like, no, we're not buying it from them. No. You'll wait 2 days or a day, and I'll have Amazon overnight it. You know, and it'll still be cheaper. You know. And the cool thing about Amazon is, if it ain't the right part, you send it right back and you get all of your money back. Yeah, I don't know if it's a knockoff or not. It looks exactly the same as, you know, the one that's on the truck. So if it's a knockoff, I really don't care. It looks the same. Oh, they're definitely trying to make money on their parts. That's just like when the chrome mirror cover broke. My driver said an owl hit his mirror and it fell off on the freeway. Which maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. You know, I wasn't there. But that's the story he told me. Is something hit it and it fell off and he couldn't find it. $300 for just a plastic chrome mirror cover. $300. Like, you're going to go out of business buying parts from a dealership. If you spend that much money on something, you will go out of business. I don't care who you are. You're going to go out of business if you pay top price for everything. Paying top price does not make you a smart businessman. It makes you a dumb businessman. What makes you a smart businessman is getting the best thing for the cheapest price. You know, highest quality, cheapest. That's just where it comes down to it. You know. In the long run, you know, have to spend the extra money on something to get the higher quality. But, you know, the fact that it is higher quality means that it'll last longer, and that's what makes it worth it, right? A hood latch is a hood latch. You know, that is not something you need to spend top dollar on because it's a flipping hood latch, right? It's not going to make you money. I had to replace the front bumper on my truck. Mopar quoted $500 to $600 for the replacement front bumper, but I can go to LMC and get the OEM looking bumper for $300 to $400 with the trim and all. Yeah, see, I mean that right there is, you know, and the funniest part, old crony, is LMC probably gets the same bumper that the dealership gets. That it usually is too. It's probably the same bumper, you know, or you know, it might be. One thing you do want to check on, like something like that. If it's thinner metal, there's a reason you're paying less, right? You're paying less for a reason because it's thinner metal. If you bump something, there goes your bumper. You know what I mean? Like when my '89 Ford got ran into and the tailgate was ruined, They don't make those heavy-duty tailgates anymore. You know, you can buy a tailgate on LMC, but it's like half the gauge of the factory one. That's when you want to pay the extra money because you're actually getting something for your money. It's not just the name that you're paying for. It's not just who you're buying it from's markup, right? You're actually getting something of value for your money. You know, that I can totally go agree with that. You know, so it's kind of a, every situation is different. You have to think about it, you know. That's kind of what it comes down to. You know, it also comes down to tools. Like, you know, if you're a homeowner, you don't need a Milwaukee, you don't need a DeWalt, you can go with the Ryobi. You know, if you're just a homeowner that's screwing a chair together. You know, if you're working on a dump truck, you don't want a Ryobi. You want Milwaukee or DeWalt or, you know, some really good brand. You know, you want a brand that's going to hold up to the abuse. Yeah, LMC has the same exact and all, same thickness and everything, but at the moment I don't have the money for another bumper, so I don't worry about it too much. My friend wants me to buy a tandem and join him. He's working for a broker. Where are you at, G719? G719. What state are you in? Ryobi? Chaka has entered the chat. Yeah, I might catch some flack from Chaka if he's still in here for that one. And no, I don't own any Ryobi tools. But I do own a few Chinese tools, you know, that were sent to me. You know, like I got this one Chinese tool that's up here, collecting dust. I should probably give this to my grandpa or something, you know, or somebody. This is the Popo, man. It's a great tool, you know. It's a great Chinese tool. This is a brush motor. You see it lighting up in there. I haven't used this thing for easily 6 months. Battery's still at full throttle. Check that out. I don't use that because I only got one battery for it. You know, and it doesn't quite have the power that this DeWalt does. This DeWalt kicks tail. I mean, are there some design features that I like better about that than this? Yes. Are there some design features I like this more than that? Heck yes. You know, by far, if I'm grabbing an impact gun, this is my grab right here. You know, because I don't want to have to go back and grab that. So I'm grabbing it first, you know. This Milwaukee, this thing freaking kicks butt too. Use that to take those U-joints off, Blake. Yeah, I love DeWalt, man. I got DeWalt everything, you know. I do have a few Milwaukee things, and I'd probably buy more Milwaukee tools. I like Milwaukee, you know, but I did have a bad experience. I got a Milwaukee Sawzall that's, for some reason, it's a piece of junk. The locking mechanism for the blade is garbage. Whoever designed it should be punched in the throat. You know, if I go for a Sawzall, I go for my battery-powered DeWalt every time over that Milwaukee because the design of the blade holder, the way it grabs the blade is superior, far superior. And that's the second one of those that I've owned. I'm pretty sure if DeWalt made headphones, I'd buy them. Yeah. This pack out right here, dude, this thing rocks. Like, this was one of my favorite buys of this year, or was it last year? I don't even know anymore. This is one of my favorite buys that I bought. And I got the 12 amp hour battery in here. This thing never goes dead. You know, this is like full battery. I freaking love this pack out. If you guys have a lighting issue where you're always trying to find a stupid flashlight or something, buy this battery. It's expensive as heck. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't make the prices for batteries. Buy this battery, the HD12, and buy this pack out. You will never have a lighting problem ever again. And on the cool side, you can plug it in and you can charge your phone. Boom. And you just press this button in here and it charges your phone. Freaking sweet. And it's got little bolt holders. You can put bolts up here. You can put your phone up there. You can do whatever the heck you want to do up there. They aren't rated for people who don't like bikini posters. Brian, have you had the oils analyzed out of the international? Sometimes that will save you a gang of cash. Yep, I had the oils analyzed, Tom, out of the motor. Came back good. The transmission oils came back not as good. There's definitely some wear in the transmission according to the oil analysis. They said I might need new clutch plates, so that's probably like $10,000 or something. But they didn't say it was a priority like now. You know what I mean? They said what the oil analysis said is not enough data. Take another sample, another 3,000 miles. Basically, so we can develop a some sort of history or something. It's an automatic. Put a beer up there. Yeah, you could even do that if you wanted to. There's a spot for a beer, a root beer right there. Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about it. If it goes, I got the money to fix it. So, that's one of those repairs that you always save for. And when it goes, you get it fixed right. Never have to worry about it again. That's like the transmission in the 88 or in the 85. I had that transmission rebuilt, cost me 10 grand. But guess what? I never have to worry about that transmission again. It's good for another 1,000,000 miles. Unless somebody else is driving it and they don't know how to drive it. Like, those are the repairs. You get it done and then you don't have to worry about it for a long time. So, if the transmission does need some attention, at the end of the summer, what's 10 grand? Basically a week and a half worth of work. That's not a whole bunch. So, and with the way the truck runs and shifts, I suspect that, the oil was really dirty, and when I flushed it, I didn't flush it all the way, because I didn't flush it. I just drained it, put the plug back in, and filled it back up. I suspect that the last owner did not change the oil as frequently as they should have, so there's a lot of contaminants in it. That is what I suspect, more than, parts are wearing out. I would say that, it was just really dirty fluid and we didn't get enough of it out, So I might change the fluid again in it. I mean, it was a kind of an expensive fluid change, $800, but, $800 to change the fluid, is $800, So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that, but I'm not concerned about it. It shifts great. That thing does great. It doesn't slip at all, so I'm not worried about it. That trans probably have never been maintenance since new, so I'd say it's ahead of the game. Probably, Blake. Probably. And that's one of the things that a lot of business owners, like to buy new trucks, they don't ever do stuff like that. Like, they say they do maintenance, they don't do maintenance. They buy it, they run it into the ground and sell it for a premium. And then the next guy gets stuck with all the problems. That is totally how they do business. And I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, but that's what a lot of people do. What's up, Sydney? How you doing, brother? Yeah. So you want back in the camper, don't you? Yeah, you don't. You just want some attention, huh? You want to say hi to everybody on the camera? I didn't know it was afternoon until Sydney said something about it. Probably would be on its fourth rebuild if it was a standard. Probably. Just got out of church, now chilling. Say hi, Mason. Say hi. Can you wave your tail? Yeah. Here he goes. He starts tapping me again. Like, hey, pet me, dummy. Pet me. What? What? Are you annoyed with me? You're looking at me, but you're not petting me. I don't like you right now. Oh, Mason. You want to shake my hand? Oh, yeah. Good boy. Good boy. We got him a nice tag. He's worn it out, though. It says, please call. Very friendly. And it's got my number. It says, no cats. He does not like cats. He is not a cat dog. He will try and eat a cat if he gets the chance. Huh, Mason? Yeah, you'd try to eat a cat, wouldn't you? Yeah, he's not a cat's dog. When I lived in downtown Puyallup, that was like 2 houses ago. He had two of the he from the yard, and he had 2 cats pinned underneath my neighbor's car, and he looked like he had rabies. That was the first time I've ever seen him like in attack mode, and I hope I never see him like that again. But he was like in the zone of, I'm gonna eat these cats. Like he had rabies. It looked like, it was pretty scary. But yeah, he's not a cat dog or chipmunks. He don't like chipmunks either. He's always chasing chipmunks. But anyways, guys. All right, guys. I've been on here for an hour and a half chilling with you guys on a Sunday, rainy Sunday. I had to catch up with you guys. It's been a while since I've been on. I went on the vacation, and we just been so swamped I haven't been able to check in. But been binge listening to this channel while I drive dump truck around. Inspired me to start a company, saving up money right now out of Chehalis. Hell yeah, man. Car home. Good luck to you, man. That's that's a poppin' area, Chehalis. Both my drivers live in Chehalis. It is a little bit further south, so I'm not too familiar with that area and how much work there is, but I know you get up into Tacoma, Seattle. There's unlimited work, unlimited. Like, you'll work so much, and you will still meet new people every day. Like new companies. It's crazy. And not like small companies, like big companies, like you've never seen their before, and you're like, how many trucks you got? Oh, I got 3 or 4, and it's like, dang. Yeah, there's a lot of work in Tacoma. We do a lot of work in Tacoma. We do a lot of work in Auburn, Kent, Seattle. We're killing it. What kind of truck are you buying? Are you gonna buy a tandem or a triaxle or a truck and trailer? What are you trying to buy? You're in my area, so I can give you the best advice out of anybody. I would say don't buy a tandem. And if you get a solo steel box, do more than a triaxle. If you can get a 4-axle, like 2 drop axles or 3 drop axles, do it. 2 or 3 drop axles, those trucks get more work because they can haul, 16, 17, 18, 19 tons versus 14 or 15 tons, and you'd be surprised how much a contractor would rather hire a guy that can haul one more ton than another guy. And they charge the same, so the demand is just higher. They call you first, so you're more likely to be working. That's why I went with the super dump, because everybody wants a super dump. Everybody wants it, and that's why I got 2 of them. Yep. So I would also say, don't get since you're just starting out, I would say don't get a high-bodied bed. Like, for example, like my super dumps have a very tall body, but they're a super dump, right? So it's okay for a super dump to have a tall and get loaded with a skid steer, right? Or like a 50 or something. With a smaller dump truck, 3, 4, 5 axle dump truck, you want a shorter bed. You don't want the bed that's this tall all the way across. You want the bed that's this tall and has a taper. Those are the best. You get the best bang for your buck because it's tall enough you can fit 15 tons in there, 12 yards. It's got the asphalt taper so you can do asphalt. It's got, I wish this had a high lift gate. That would make this even better. If it had a high lift gate, if you get a truck with a high lift gate, you're going to love it. Unless you have problems with the cylinder, then you're going to hate that part. But you're going to love the high lift part because you never got to worry about concrete. Never going to have to worry about brush or stumps. Easy peasy. It's hard to find a good used dump truck nowadays like it is other things. Oh, yeah. You want low side because you don't have to worry about them overloading you, and you can get loaded by a skid steer and sit on site longer. Bingo! Blake knows it too, That's a good point right there. You don't get overloaded as much, You mean 3 super dumps as of 2022? Blake, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I still got to get my house built. You can buy a Chrysler gate saver and convert a non-high lift bed to a high lift easy. I might have to look into that, Blake. You can build a house when you're old, right? I keep telling my wife that. She don't agree. Another thing, steel bed. You want a steel bed, man. Don't get aluminum because you're probably not an aluminum welder and you probably don't want to do aluminum welding all the time, And if you get aluminum bed, you're only hauling crushed rock, sand, or asphalt. You're not going to be hauling concrete. You're not going to be hauling Corey spalls. You're not going to be hauling asphalt, like chunky asphalt. Don't y'all use weight scales on trucks? I mean, they put scales on a few trucks, but they hardly ever work right. And they're expensive, like $3,000 to $5,000. Dang, Blake, you bought 3 welders? I would consider that probably a problem. That definitely is starting to sound like a problem. Definitely you're going to want to have some sort of tarp, for doing asphalt. Or if you got, a really dusty load in the summer. With the type of work you're going to be doing, get these type of tires. Do not get road tires. Get the heavy lug tires. Get these meaty tires. Do not run recaps. Recaps will cost you more money in the long run. Trust me on this. I don't know from experience because I don't buy recaps. But that's the one of the things that I don't skimp on is tires because when a recap blows, it takes other stuff with it. You know, it'll take a mud flap with it. It'll take a wiring harness with it. It'll take airlines with it. You know, so and you'll have a destroyed rim. You know, you got a lot better chance of not destroying anything when you get a flat with just a normal virgin tire. So get the virgin tire. Love that old workhorse. Yep. I love this old truck too, man. This thing just kicks tail. Yeah. The one thing about the older trucks, though, you know, you're gonna be dealing with worn out parts. You know, worn out pinion gear, worn out drivetrain. You know, you're gonna be dealing with that kind of stuff. So, you know, don't be afraid of getting greasy. Cannot be afraid of grease. And I'm not trying to fat shame or nothing like this, but if you're bigger than me, you're gonna have a tough time getting under a truck. You know, I have a tough time getting under the truck sometimes. You know, underneath those differentials, man, you gotta be. I weigh like 210, 215. I'm 5'9". If you're bigger than me, you're going to have a sucky time getting under those trucks. I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. You know, just trying to be real with you. You know, if you're bigger than me, this way, you know, you're going to end up paying somebody to do some stuff because you're too big to get under there. Yeah, Blake. But see, your wife is willing to help you. Not every wife is willing to help. That's the downside. Yeah. Oh, Crony, you're like my grandpa. He's probably like 5'7", 150 pounds, 130 pounds. Yeah, or you can dig yourself a mechanic pit. That is another thing. That would be cool, Sydney, to have one of those. I have thought about that for when I pour my concrete right here. I might do a mechanic's pit. I definitely have thought about that. That is definitely something that I'm very interested in thinking about. What's Gramps' rate of pay? That's a great question. Grandpa usually works for free. 90% of the time he works for free. I got him a Father's Day gift. I'll show you what I got him. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me go get Grandpa's Father's Day gift. He's probably not going to watch this. And he already knows what I got him. I already told him. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get Grandpa's gift. Okay. So, what about his birthday? For Grandpa's birthday, I got him a multi-tool, because he lost the last one I gave him. He was so heartbroken about losing it. So heartbroken. So I got him a multi-tool. I got him an orange one so he wouldn't lose it. You know, kind of give him a hard time about losing it. And it was the most expensive multi-tool that I could buy. So, you know. This is what I got Grandpa. Notice at the bottom it says, let's see, let's clear this thing. Let's clear this thing. Oh yeah, where does it say it? Right there, it says cash. $400. $308 boots. I bought him these Red Wing boots. Check these out. These are some nice boots right here. Leather. They got the leather string. These are some quality boots right here. These Red Wings. Everybody says they're the best boots that you can buy. So, bought Grandpa the best boots. He told me he wants some Oakleys. Yeah, Grandpa wouldn't wear sunglasses. He has his prescription, and you know, if he doesn't wear those, he can't see nothing. But like these, like they're like all leather. Like even the back here is leather. It's not like that crappy cloth. So, bought him a pair of $308 boots. Like that's a gift right there. Somebody bought me something like this, I'd be like, hey, like okay. Okay. Yeah, we're going to put Grandpa to work. So we got to give him some work boots. The one thing about these, dude, these things like are stiff. I told Grandpa, I said, Grandpa, I hate to do this to you. Your feet are going to be sore for a while. You know. So they're going to be sore for a while. But let me tell you what. Once they're broke in, these boots will last you the rest of your life. You know, that's what they say. They say these boots last a long time. I'm trying to break this in a little bit for him. Grandpa's going to love these things. These are so nice. Look at these. Red Wing boots. So, I bought Grandpa some Red Wings, you know, because Grandpa, so I love him to death. But he said to me, it was like 2 months ago, I was talking about getting him some boots. He's like, yeah, I could probably use a pair of boots. He's like, I went to a yard sale and I seen these boots for like $5 and I almost bought them. And he said, I told the lady I'd offer her like $3. And she said, well, I'm not sure about that. And he said, okay, well, I'll come back tomorrow, and if you haven't sold them, then I'll pay the $5 or whatever. They're like somebody else's used boots. This is my grandpa, right? And he's like, if you haven't sold them, I'll come back and I'll pay you the $5, you know, because they're nice, you know, but I don't need them, is what he said. This guy, he does this to himself. And so when I heard that story, I'm like, Grandpa, $5 boots, your feet are going to be killing you. You got to have some nice boots that last. You know, like his brother bought him a pair of boots, and I remember he wore these boots for the longest. He wore them for like 20 years. They were some cat boots, the Caterpillar, you know, and they were very high quality. You know, they were high quality. But his brother bought them for him because my grandpa never would have spent that kind of money on some boots. Never. You know, he's the type, I'll go to Goodwill, pick up somebody's old boots and wear them for a year or two for $5, you know. Yeah, he wore them forever. Like, that's all I really remember growing up. My grandpa only wore those cat boots. Like, he wore those everywhere, except for to church. You know, he had his own, you know, shoes for church. But those were the only boots he never wears tennis shoes. He only wore boots. And so I was like, man, that's crazy. Yeah, so, you know, I figured, what the heck? You know, he's never going to spend the money on them. I might as well spend some money on them for him. You know, that way he can live out, you know, he can at least get 20. You'll get 20. These boots will still be good enough. I'll be able to wear them when Grandpa's done with them. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to give him that stipulation. Grandpa, when you go, those boots are mine again. You know. But this is high quality. Look at this. This is like thick leather, you know. So, now he's not. And he was also like putting like shoe goop and stuff on his soles were like coming apart. They were hungry, you know. The sole was separating. He's like putting glue and stuff on it. It's like, And it's just self-inflicted, guys. Self-inflicted pain. Grandpa has the money to buy new boots. He has the money. He just won't do it. He just will not do it. So it's just like, I'm doing it because I cannot stand to see him do that to himself. It's just like, Grandpa, your kids are out of the house. You need to treat yourself. You need to do some, you need to treat yourself a little bit. Like, come on. We used to sell them Red Wings and Georgia boots at the store. So, Blake, are these a nice boot? This Red Wing right here, is this a nice boot? This is Red Wing shoes, made in USA. Doesn't say what one it is. Maybe it says on here. It's the 6-inch copper, 1907. Maybe you know what that is. 6-inch copper, 1907. That's the boot I bought him. 6-inch copper, 1907. It's coming to a point where my back hurts from my old worn out boots. Yeah. I mean, boots will do that to you. That has happened to me before. Like my Romeos, the back of the heel was like worn. Like it was, you could see it was curved up. I still got them, but that starts for the sole starts to look round, and it does mess your back up. It can mess your back up. So it's got these nice thick laces. I told him it's gonna suck breaking these things in. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind they're gonna suck breaking them in. But I mean, this is a quality boot. I mean, look at this. The sole is leather. This is leather, guys. Like, dang. Like, you can see inside of there. Like, the whole inside. This is all leather. That is just, like, so high quality. Hey, George. Long time no see, buddy. You got your new channel icon there, I see. That's cool. You're a heel walker. Yes, I am. I'm a heel walker. I'm doing good. My current boots are Ariat's best boots I ever had, but they need some comfort soles to put in them if you want to keep them. Red Wing is hard to break in. We have always had good luck with them. The job site isn't strict about PPE. I wear slippers. You wear slippers? That is funny. I have wore Crocs before in my truck. I will say that. It's been on a Saturday. Like, if somebody asks me to come in on a Saturday, I'm wearing my Crocs. I got my sweatpants on, my hoodie on, and I got my Crocs on. I hope this is the right size. See, that was the other downside, is like, I kind of wanted to surprise my grandpa. So, like, I didn't go in with him so he could try them on. But he said, he's a size 9, so I bought him a size 9. But I'm also like a size, my feet are kind of depends on the shoe. Like, I would say, for me personally, I can wear anything from an 8.5 to a 10. It just depends on the type of shoe. Like, my boots are 9.5. My tennis shoes are 8.5. My muck boots, I get a smaller size. Hey, quit bumping me. Will you quit bumping me already? I petted you like 20 million times already. So I get smaller muck boots because I don't want them suctioning off my foot when I'm stepping in mud. You know what I mean? So I get a smaller size. Make sure they're a little bit snugger. But these were a little snug on my feet. So I think they're probably going to be just right for Grandpa. Yeah, that is true, Blake. I mean, asphalt will tear up some shoes. it will tear up some boots. It will definitely tear up some boots. You know, these are a lot of asphalt guys wear these too because the tread isn't really deep, so it doesn't get like the rocks and the asphalt stuck in them as much. I have small feet, but wear size 11 boots. Sounds odd at first, but I can't wear anything smaller. Yeah, I mean, whatever size you like wearing is whatever size you like wearing. You can't knock it. But anyways, he's gonna freaking love these. But I already told him, I said, Grandpa, these things are not going to break in within the first week of wearing them. They are not going to break in within the first week. There's just no way. They are so stiff. But you know what? I told him, I said, once they're broken, these boots will last you the rest of your life. Because, I mean, they got this is leather in here. Like, this is always one of the parts that wears out on me. Is this back right here. This is leather. That is not going to wear out. So, it'll just get shiny is what it'll do. It'll get shiny. I want to buy myself a pair of those boots, but, I got some nice Danner boots, and they're so comfy, so I haven't done it yet. Oh yeah, you're right, Blake. I've sprayed the bottom of my shoes before. Yep. That's what you do. And then you get out. Oh yeah, I've done that. I know people that also do tape. Like they'll put tape on the bottom of their shoes. Like, that's funny. It's kind of interesting. They also do tape on their steps and on their pedal. On the pedal is a good idea. I will totally agree with that one. Put tape on your gas pedal, your brake pedal, your clutch pedal. That way, at the end of the day, you can peel that off, and if it gets too bad, you peel it off, and then boom, you're good. You don't got the sticky pedal thing, which is not fun. So, anyways, guys, figured I'd show you Grandpa's Father's Day present. I'm very proud of what I bought him. Getting him the best of the best, because, he deserves it. So that's his Father's Day present, So, super cool. In life, you get what you pay for. If you're a crappy father, you probably ain't getting any gifts. Hate to say it, but if you're a crappy father, you're probably not getting anything. If you weren't there for your kid, you're not getting nothing. But if they think the world of you, they're probably going to do something for you. That's usually the way it works. Yeah, he's the best, so he deserves the best. Amen to that. No need to get all sentimental and emotional over it. So, anyways, guys, we've been on here for an hour and 50 minutes. I got to go eat breakfast. So, I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking up with me. See how I'm doing. Yeah, my dad ain't getting a thing. I mean, I love my dad, but, he wasn't really there for me when I grew up. He was always in jail. I think I spent 1 week with him, tops, so that was kind of, that was a good memory, but all the other times he was, either in jail or, doing drugs, hooking up with hoes or whatever. I don't know what he did, but it wasn't in my life, so. Not my choice. That was his choice. know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. You guys have a good Father's Day, because I probably won't be doing any videos. I mean, I might pop in on a live stream or something, but I don't have any videos. I don't know that, Brian. No, I was talking about my dad. I don't know about your dad. Seems we have even more in common than I thought. Yeah, dude, I've had a very rough childhood. Like, I've talked about it a few times on the channel, both my parents are drug addicts, and I lived with my mom and my dad. I say my dad because I don't remember it, but apparently he was there every once in a while. Until I was about 10, 11, 12 years old. Then I moved in with my grandparents, which I love them for it, but, I learned a lot from my grandpa and my grandma, but, it's definitely tough when your parents aren't the one taking care of you. So, just kind of sucks, Had to deal with a lot of anger management, had a birthmark on my head. Everybody made fun of me, You could say I had a lot of white privilege in my day, Had a ton of white privilege, They say all of us got it made, but must have skipped me. So, that's just the way it is, Not everybody gets to be born with a great family, and I'm blessed that I was born with, a family that loved me. My grandparents took care of me, Yeah. That's the truth right there. I already got my Father's Day present. My wife and kids bought me this right here. Let's roll the dice. See what I land. World's best dad. Super dad. My hero. Best dad ever. Coolest dad. Number one dad. Amen to that, car home. Amen to that. They stole the election. Everything's coming out. They stole the election. The emails have been put out there, about Dr. Falsey. I mean, is it really a surprise? It's not really a surprise to anybody. Like, I've been saying this stuff the whole time, and I still got friends that don't believe it somehow, but... What, this stuff can't be in the car? What if I want to go fishing at the park? My wife's giving me all my fishing stuff that I had in the car. Check this out. I bought these. These are like reusable twist ties. You use them on your breakdown poles. You just do that. Is that cool or what? That's so they're not, flying all over. My shades are on backwards. This is how I always wear my shades, guys. Because I just grab it like this, flip it over, and that looks so cool. So slick. So that's why I do it like that. I know my wife thinks I'm stupid for doing that. Huh, honey? She's got the grin on her. She's like, you're such a corny dude. Yeah, that's my smooth move right there. Just boom, So, no, not all guys do it. Only the cool ones, honey. All the weird ones. So, yep, I love these. I grab it like this and then just flop it over. Boom. So, anyways. Alright, guys. Don't forget to pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one.